Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to all the new subscribers. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this lovely backpack. So if you guys want to know how to make one of your own, stick around and I'll take you through all the steps and how to create your very own backpack. So now I'm going to show you the pieces that you're going to be needing for this backpack. So here I have a strip, and from here to here this is actually 26.5 strip. Both these strips are the same, and I'm just gonna get a zipper to run the same course of that, and this is going to be for the top of the bag. This is the bottom of the bag, and this is 28 inches and it is 5 inches wide, and this is going to be the side and the bottom of the bag. So it's like a continuation where these two pieces are going to stop, this one is going to pick up, and then these two pieces are both 4 inches wide by 17.5 inches long, and these are going to be the bag strap. And here I have these, and I just have these little loops that I'm going to be using. So these pieces are going to be put onto these two to complete the straps for the bag. And here we have the pieces for the pocket. Now these two pieces are going to go together to make the bigger part of the pocket, and these are going to go to make the top part of the pocket, and I just have the zipper going there. And here I have the bottom straps for the bag. So I have these, and they are also 17 inches long, and I have a small one there, and this is actually 6 inches, and this is just going to be for the loop for the top of the bag. So I have two pieces here, and these are both 17 by 12.5 wide, and this one is going to be the front and this one is going to be the back. So guys, let's get into this video, and I'm going to show you guys how to assemble the pieces. So the first thing that you're going to be doing is to insert the zipper at the top. Now I went ahead and I cut the lining piece for both pieces of the top of the bag. So what you would do is you take your zipper and you take the front part of the zipper, you place it down onto the right side of your fabric, you take your lining fabric, you put it over there, and you're gonna be giving it a stitch going all the way down. Once you stitch it, you're going to flip it over, exposing this part of the zipper, and then you're going to be giving it a tap stitch so that it lays down flat, and you're going to repeat the same process on this side. So this is what it looks like once you're finished. So you guys can see I did the flat stitch there to hold it down. So this is what your finished thing should look like, and I just put the slider on, and I'm using a gold slider just to bring out the color in this fabric a little bit more instead of using the black zipper. So now you're going to take the top part of the bag, and by the way, let me show you the wrong side so you can see just how lovely it looks and how neat this is looking. So that's really looking neat. So here you are. So what you're going to be doing is to take this. Now remember, this part is going to be for the side and the bottom, so it goes all the way around. So what you're going to do is place right sides together, and you're going to be sewing down both sides. Once you're finished sewing this side, and you want to go like 2 or 3 times, you don't just want to do one stitch, you want to stitch it 2 times. What you're going to do is to turn this over like so, and then you're going to take the lining piece and you're going to be doing the same thing to the lining piece of the fabric. You're going to be giving it a stitch down there, and you're going to be giving it a stitch there as well. So once you finish stitching both sides, so you can see mine, what you're going to do is just to take this part up and literally fold it this way, And you'll see this is going to be the inside of the bag, of course. So you notice all of that seam that you just did, it's all covered. So what you're going to be doing is to get on the outside, so you want to pin these down flat and get a flat stitch going across there on both sides, and also ensure that you give all of this area right along here flat stitch. Just give it a stitch holding them down together so it will flat down on each other like you have the top part of it. So once you went ahead and you sew the pieces together, you should be having it looking like this, and you have your flat stitch there. So you're pretty much done with this section. Now we're moving on to the pocket for the front of the bag, and as you guys can see, I also went ahead and cut out the lining pieces. So what you're gonna be doing is to put all of these pieces together first. So you will stitch them together and then you stitch all the lining pieces. So here for each piece I have the lining piece, so you can do the lining pieces together and these. And for the bottom part, this is how you'd set it, and you would stitch on all the way around this side here. And for the top, it would basically be the same. You're going to set it this way and you stitch going all the way around here. Now you're going to be doing the lining pieces together as well, and then you stitch them on together, and then you put on the zipper. But I'm going to join these two pieces together first, and then I'll show you what I'm going to be doing for this. So this is what all four pieces are going to be looking like. So you see I stitched it on, and I did the same thing for the lining part of it. So what you're going to do is to assemble the pieces by joining them together. So how you do this, you want to have the right part of this like this, and then you're gonna have the wrong part of this facing up to you, and you're gonna place it on so the right side of this part would touch the right side of this part, and you're gonna be pinning it all the way around. Once you've pinned all of these together, what you're gonna be doing is to get a stitch going around, all the way around, and these as well. But what you're going to be doing is just to leave a little space up here and also underneath here, so you'll be able to turn him inside out. So this is what it looks like once you turn it over through the little hole. So this is both pieces. So what you would need to do is to get a needle and a thread, and you want to close those little holes up neat and nice. Now that you've finished closing up your holes on both pieces, what you're going to be doing is to insert your zipper. Now inserting the zipper is going to be pretty easy. You're basically going to have your zipper face upwards, and you're going to literally just take these and you're going to be giving them a straight stitch going right across on either side of the zipper. So you go like so, and be careful not to let this part of it show. So you like slightly turn it in and you give it a stitch, and you want to give it like 2 rows just to flat it down and let it look really professional, and you repeat the process for the top of it. So this is what the pocket is now looking like. So let me show you guys. This is how I did it. I gave it 2 rows of flat stitch, and you guys can see just how neat that is looking. So that's your pocket. So what you're going to be doing with the pocket is to now attach it to the front of your bag, and you're just going to be going from here 2 inches up, so you find the center. So what you can do to make it easier for you is to find the measurement from here to here and here and here, and you pretty much find the center of this and you trace them on, and that would make it a lot easier for you when you're going to be sewing it on. So So you could do something like this for yours. This is the measurement of mine, so this is 9 wide and 8.5. So the way how I normally do mine, I normally put these down and I give it a stitch this way first. So I'd give it a stitch just like this. So I'd literally just pin it down, pin them down like this at the bottom, and I give it a stitch just like that. So when I flip it over, it's so much more easier for me to just sew around the sides. So you first stitch it down like this, you give it a really good stitch, you put it up like that, you pin it down all the way around, so you want to give it a good pin going all the way around there, and then you give it a stitch. Now remember guys, you're using the lines that you had created as a guide, so the pins that you put in, it is as a guide, and you pin it down on the line, and then you give it a really good stitch going all the way around. Now once you're done with your sewing, this is what your pocket is supposed to be looking like, and you can see now I gave it like, I stitched it around 2 times so it won't be coming off, and you're pretty much finished with the front part of the bag. Now we are gonna be moving on to the straps for the back of the bag. Now these straps, what you're gonna be doing is to fold it just as you see how I fold this one and pin it, and then you're gonna be giving it a stitch going all the way down, and then you're going to be sharpening the edges in preparation for these. So you would insert these and put on the inside once you have put on the sponge. But I'm gonna go ahead and stitch these and show you what I'm doing to the edges, and then I'll show you how to insert the sponge. So once you've sewn your straps down the sides and straighten up here, this is what they should look like, and you guys can see I just went ahead and I did this sponge. So all I'm gonna be doing is to literally stitch this section on right on the little edge that you see here, and then I'm going to turn it inside out. This is what your strap is supposed to be looking like once you're finished with it. Now you guys can see I made sure to give it a really good stitch right there to anchor it, and this is the front of it. So now you're finished with that. So here I have these 2 pieces, and what I'm going to be doing with these are going to be using as the bottom straps. So I'm going to be folding this little triangle thing here, and I just actually got a square and cut it in half, and I'm actually just going to be inserting this into this and give it a stitch there, but I'm going to do it in reverse, so it would be like this give it a stitch, and then when I turn this over it will expose the black part just to give the bag a more professional look. And I'm gonna do that to both pieces. So this is what it's supposed to be looking like. So you can see just how this is looking. So you give it a stitch there, and you want to take it out to the end right here. So this is it. So what you're going to be doing is to take the back part of your bag and you're going to be assembling the pieces. Now you're going to need your little small piece to give the little loop at the top of the bag, and you're going to be needing some pins. So what you're going to do essentially is to place these in place. So you're going to use the pin and pin them. Now I normally go like an inch from here or an inch and a half from the bottom. So we're going to do an inch, and you're going to pin it this way. And also you're going to be putting all of these in place, but you want to find the middle here. So there I went and I got myself a little mark there, and that is to mark the center of this. So I just found the center, and then you're gonna be taking a ruler or something and you're just gonna be giving it 1/2 inch mark on each side. This is how it would be looking. You would have your 1/2 inch on both sides. So you see I have my 1/2 inch there, and now we're gonna be pinning. So the first pin would be to pin from the 1/2 inch on both sides. So you can see what I did there. Next you pin your top straps, and you're going exactly where this one ends. You pick up with your top straps. Now you're gonna put on the sides, and this is how it would look. I went an inch away, but when you're finished sewing, it's going to give the illusion that it is like 1.5 inches away, and that is because you're going to be taking in 1/2 inch of this, so it will fall about 1.5 inches from the bottom. You don't want to jam this exactly in the corner here, but you're just going to be giving all of that a good stitch, good stitch, good stitch. So once you're finished stitching, this should be your finished result. You should have all these pieces well stitched down. But what you're going to be doing at this stage is to take a strip of material. You want it to be good. This is actually a really strong antique satin. So I'm going to be placing that over there, and I'm going to be giving it a stitch going there. The reason why you're going to be doing all of this is just to anchor the bag here, because remember, all your weight will be pulling from your straps. So your aim is to make sure that this section of the bag becomes the strongest part of the bag. So you take your fabric, you place it over there, you give it a stitch a couple times this way, then you turn it over, you flip it over on this side, and you repeat the same thing. Now that you're finished giving this a really good stitch, as you can see, I did stitch mine a couple times. I just went up and down, up and down. Now this part of your bag has officially become the strongest part of your bag, as it should be, and you're done with the back part of it. Now here I have all 3 sections, and I'm actually just going to go ahead now and assemble the pieces. Now what you want to do is to assemble the front and the sides first. Now the way how you're going to be doing this is pretty simple. You're going to be putting these 2 sides together. You find the top up here. You put these 2, so wait. You fold this one in half. Then you find the middle of this. You put a pin here. You put a pin here, you connect the pins together, and you do the same thing for the bottom and the sides, and you just continue until you have all the way around pinned. You want to pin it in place first before you do your stitching, because you want this to be as accurate as you can and to look as seamless as possible. So I just went ahead and I pinned all the way around on the front. So this is what the inside would be looking like. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna stitch that, and then I'm gonna repeat the same process. So now that I've finished stitched all the way around the front part of it, I went ahead and I pinned on the back part, and I'm just gonna go ahead and stitch all the way around that as well. And when you get to this part, you want to give it a few more stitches just to bind this layer back with this part that you did before. So once you finish sewing the back of it, this is what it's going to be looking like. So I had opened the zipper so that I would be able to turn it outside in, but before you turn it over, what you're going to be doing is to line the front and the back. So I'm going to show you guys how it's going to be done. Now if you're going to be lining the back part of it, you're going to be putting it down flat on a flat surface, and you're going to be tucking all of these areas in. Just tuck them in. You can pin them in if you want to, and then you're going to take your lining fabric, and what you're going to be doing is to pin and connect the back part of it. So I just went ahead and I pin on the back part. So let me show you how it's looking. So this is it. So you just pin all the way around, so everything is pretty much tucked inside, so you're pretty much sandwiching it. So you're gonna go ahead and you get a stitch going all the way around there, and you want to do it like 2 times just to ensure that you get all the stitches in. But what you need to remember is that you're not going to be stitching the bottom part here. Now once you stitch around it, this is what it's going to be looking like, and this is the other side. Now I stitch around it a few times just to make sure that I reinforce the stitches. So once you turn it over, this is what it's going to be looking like. So what you want to do from here on out is to literally just pin the bottom of it, and you're going to hand stitch this close. The reason why you do it like this is to hide all the raw edges around there, and then just by hand stitching this close, you'd be able to get the bag looking seamless. The inside will be looking just as nice as the out. So you get yourself a needle and thread, and you close that, and you repeat the process for the other side as well. So this is what it's supposed to be looking like once you're finished stitching both sides of the bottom. And I just went ahead and put my tag in. So you guys, you want to do it as neat as you can, because you're gonna need this to look a bit professional. And from here on out, what you guys are gonna do is to turn it over. Okay, so this is what the inside of it is looking like, and you can see just how lovely it is looking and just how professionally done this is looking. Guys, this is what the finished product actually looks like, but you guys can go crazy with yours. You can put on patterns, you can jazz it up and make it whatever you want. Make it your own and just be creative. Now whenever you wear your bag, you don't have to worry, there won't be anybody else in a bag like yours, because you made yours yourself. This is very creative and a very easy project, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I want to encourage you all to click the link in the description box to my other channel. Anyways, you guys, thank you so very much for joining me. Like, comment and share, and of course subscribe, and I'll see you guys on another video. Bye guys. Now guys, I think these are really beautiful. Anyways, you guys, let me know what you think about them in the comment section, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, leave me a comment, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye guys.